Good morning. In this video, we will analyze a very important topic discussed in the column Kerala education. The column Kerala education and the videos. The column Kerala education is in English, and the video is giving introduction to the contents discussed in the column. Is also attached along with this video. The videos are in both English and Malayalam. So let's get straight into this topic. It's about the political union and the right to politically unite in the academic realm. And here we are talking about the teachers' union. The video discussing the same topic in Malayalam is attached along with this video. Apart from that, the video discussing the evil of campus politics, which is about students, is also attached here. And it's probably the video shuttles around. The video is just about Kerala because it's a state that I am familiar with. The other thing is that the right to politically organize is quite prominent in Kerala, or rather it is something that has been the essence of Kerala's social progress. The rights of laborers, regardless of their nature of their job, whether it's a white collar job or a blue collar job, anything. Right of laborers, the right of workers, regardless of what kind of work they do, is given significance in Kerala. It's a human right, it's a fundamental right, and that is something that makes Kerala's social progress quite unique. And we can see even recently, Vijay Penkutta, the woman who worked for a very noble cause of the new women in the textile sector, that are women in the textile showrooms, their right to sit. Something that you find very unique, but something that is very significant and something that has to be very seriously discussed. They have a right to sit. So, what you consider as micro things, what you sometimes feel as quite insignificant, is also given is also prime significance in the state or any state that is highly socially superior. So it's about the fundamental right of an individual to live with dignity, to work with dignity, a dignity where they choose a work they love. Even if they are not able to choose a work they love, they are able to love the work they are forced to choose, if it is forced to be provided. So it's a kind of ambience where the dignity of an individual is protected, and an atmosphere where the worker, the labor, whoever it is able to produce her optimum. And when an employee is able to produce her optimum, able to be at her peak, the institution that she works becomes more dynamic, more vibrant, more protective. And if this is happening in every commercial unit, every academy, every institution, whether it's a government institution, whether it's a private institution, whether it's a business entity, whether it's a medical entity, the entire productivity rise and the entire society gets an elevation. So that is where the labor rise. It's about the human rights and it's about the social right where we create highly protective society. And Kerala's academic scenario is something that is very vibrant. As we constantly discuss, I'm not going to repeat it. It's about the elementary thing, giving stress, giving prominence to the elementary thing, elementary education. And it starts with the elementary rights. It's about an institution where people can fly abroad. But when they fly abroad, they will be able to hang on to the skies with the kind of stuff they have. And they won't fall down. That is the kind of base, that's the kind of cement that we provide. It's quite cemented. The root, the terrain is very, very, very strong and vibrant. It's very diverse, it's not deceiving. So that is where the fundamental essence of creativity and productivity comes. Creativity and productivity comes in a scenario of a free, vibrant work atmosphere, free, vibrant learning atmosphere. So the right to unite, the right to organize, the right to fight for the rights is something very, very unique, and it's very, very fundamental. And that is where the first thing starts. The social progress that Kerala has attained due to the right that provided due to the rights that has been provided to the workers, the labor class, the working class, or rather people who work, is very prominent. But this social progress has never got converted into economic progress. With the kind of resources, not the resources, with the kind of ambience that we have, with the kind of balanced climate that we have, with the kind of educated citizenry we have, we still remain as consumer state. So that is where we must analyze that the social progress is not converted into economic progress. So that is where the right of the laborers, the rights of this labor rights has not converted into labor productivity. It's an economic thing and it's a social thing. And when that is analyzed, we realize we understand that this too much democracy has become too much politics. It's a politicized scenario where the labor rights has got converted into political rights, because labor unions are not fighting for labors, but for this labor unions, which is highly politicized and which is completely a mini organization of respected the respected political party they are affiliated to, whether it is a CIT, whether it is an INTUC, whether it is a BMS. It has become a hostile environment for industrialists, for people who want to be an entrepreneur. So labor rights not getting converted into labor productivity is a first thing. But this is something that has got confined to the industrial area, where people who mainly prefer not this, where we mainly see people, it's about the non-white collar jobs. It's either blue collar jobs or something about that. It's about people who directly work or directly engage in physical toil. That is where these labor unions are able to create a big impact, that is, hinder the progress of the state. That is not the case in the secondary scenario. That is not the case in the secondary level, where we start with the white collar jobs. Either it's service sector, either it is whether it is a service sector, or whether it is any academic or such fields. There you won't see this kind of political interference. But when it comes to academic area, you see the same thing repeating there. Whether it's a case of government schools, whether it is a case of a government college, whether it's a case of university level question paper making, everywhere you see the same thing reappearing in a more urban form. It's not about people taking to the streets. It's not about people thronging these walls, but it's about people who are there just because of their political affinity, and they're able to achieve it by bypassing merit. It's about pure it's a pure disgrace, because it's a pure insult to merit. It's about chances being spoiled. It's about chances being denied. It's about merit being humiliated. And when that happens, we see a highly unacademic scenario in the academic realm. Not just the case of political appointments like the Nikita Rajesh or Chinda Jaro, or the issues related to the police constable recruitment in the Karyavatta campus. These are just scattered incidents, and scattered in the sense that it is everywhere. It is pervaded. It is a scenario where people enter and people hold on to a particular seat, believing that they won't be dislodged. It is the same thing. It's the same thing. It is the same thing of a labor right being protected by a political affinity, and this labor right is holding on. Or rather, it is quite. It is suffocating the merit in the academic arena. It's merit that is being suffocated. It's a kind of pure insult, brute insult, and that is where our debate starts. What is the solution? Labor rights, labor productivity, dignity of workers. How can we balance it with the right to organize? Right to organize is a fundamental right. Right to dissent is a fundamental right. Is there a limit? And if it is, how can it be possible? That is a very delicate and a very complicated issue. Can we tell them that you have a political affinity, but don't work for that political party? No, you can't tell that in a democratic society, especially in Kerala. You are a CPM sympathizer, but don't work for that CPM union. You cannot tell that. It's a fundamental thing, and it should not be told. So the solution is, but the solution is very simple. You can ban it. You can ban political organizations. Is it possible? It is possible. You can take the Indian Armed Forces. You can consider the police force in Kerala. They are one of the best. Indian Armed Forces is one of the best. Indian Kerala Police is one of the best. How? Each and every individual there have their political affiliation, political interest. They have their religion. They have their beliefs. But it's so organized that they have been denied their right to organize under any political flag. They can organize, they can raise their issues, they can raise their doubts, they can raise their problems, but they can raise it only as a soldier and only as a policeman. So that is a very, very simple solution. There are laws like the Supreme Court judges, the civil servants should not take up a political post, post-retirement. Well, this is something that is brutally violated in recent years. But still, it's a very, very, very futuristic definition, or futuristic constitutional adjustment to create a non-political atmosphere in highly crucial decision-making bodies. You need to be apolitical. Being apolitical doesn't mean that you are insensitive. It is to be ultra-sensitive to the changes around the world. It is being ultra-sensitive to issues around. It's about being vigilant, it's about being active, and it's about being highly protective without being unbiased. This is something that we discussed in the video, Autonomous Colleges. It is to be unbiased. To be unbiased, especially in this very crucial, very protective, very crucial, very pivotal fields. Your rights as an individual, your right as a laborer. He is a laborer, he is a worker who earns a salary. But your right as a laborer to organize political protest is completely denied by the Constitution. I don't know whether it's constitutionally denied, but it is something that is a system where you are not given the right to politically organize. Why? Because a soldier and a policeman is an asset. They are supposed to be the guardian of a whole nation. We salute them for their unbiased commitment to the nation. And this unbiased commitment comes from their apolitical nature. Their beliefs, their political affinity, they shed all this because they guard their citizenry. So if that can be applied in the academic realm, the people who mold the future are being denied their right to be politically organized, could make a very big difference in the productivity. Because you need to be unbiased, you need to be progressive, you need to be pragmatic, you need to be sensible, you need to be vigilant. For that, you need to be unbiased. Because you have to accept the diversity. You have to accept the vulnerability. You have to accept the unexpected. For that, you have to have a clear, broad thinking. And you have to have a sharp, quick decision-making sense where your interests should not conflict with the interest of the society. For that, in the academic arena, teachers, academicians being denied their right to politically organize is a freedom of expression. It's a freedom to express their creativity, to express their commitment, to serve the society in the most unbiased way. So, academicians, teachers, teaching staff, non-teaching staff at the academic realm being denied their right to politically organize will make a big difference in the way how Kerala's education is being shaped up. It's going to a very it's a kind of decay, especially the past two and a half decades. The education system post DPP is it's a very fluid scenario. People are escaping for good. They choose to be a foreign citizen. The quality of education is declining. In such a scenario, a highly politicized academic realm will be a big hindrance. And this highly politicized academic realm is one of the reasons for this decay in Kerala's educational society. The rights, the freedom, the democratic credentials of a state should not hinder its credibility, should not hinder its creativity, and should not hinder its productivity. For that, you need to be broad, you need to be all-encompassing, and you need to be all-embracing. There's no space for small thoughts. Your right to organize, your right to protest, your right to fight for your rights remains intact. But you have to sacrifice your right to be politically biased. Because you need to be unbiased, you need to be civilized, you need to be organized, and you need to be sensible, and you need to be sensitive to a society that is constantly evolving and that is constantly becoming diverse. To accept diversity, you need to be heterogeneous. To be heterogeneous, you need to be broad. To be broad, as told before, an unbiased soul is what is required. So stay intact for a change where you become broad, your society becomes broad, where a whole educational scenario expands, and it expands in such a way that all roads will lead to our state. Let's, as told before, let's our common sense prevail, let's our pragmatism prevail. Let's Let's be the arbiters of change. Thank you.